Good morning. Welcome to Unity Rochester. Welcome to this special time. We've come apart a while. We've come together to open our minds and our hearts to infinite love and wisdom, to connect more deeply with Spirit, with ourselves, and with each other. We've just found out that we have space for you to come here in person. We're now allowed to have 37 and a half people attend on Sunday morning. Okay, so feel free to join us. We have plenty of room. We have plenty of room for everything that's going on in your life. Bring that in. We have plenty of room for everything that's going on in our lives, in our community, in our nation. As disturbing as that is, as mysterious and unknown as that is, bring it in. Your particular needs and goals and dreams, whatever's going on in your life, bring that into this time and place as well. Bring it into that one presence and one power that is everywhere present and that is absolute good. One presence, one power, absolute goodness. And in that goodness, we come together with all churches. We come together with mosques and synagogues and temples and stupas and sacred circles. We come together with people who wouldn't consider going to church. We come together with people that are out in nature. We come together with all of creation. We particularly come together with those who are in pain, those that are suffering. We come together with the pain of our society, of our country. I'd like to read a little prayer from a woman of color who's part of Richard Rohr's Center for Contemplative Action, for Action and Contemplation. It's from Leslie Colvin. Lord, have mercy. George Floyd of Minnesota, your nation failed you. Rest in peace. Kyrie eleison. Christ, have mercy. Breonna Taylor of Kentucky, your nation failed you. Rest in God's peace. Christe eleison. Lord, have mercy. Ahmaud Arbery of Georgia, your nation failed you. Rest in God's peace. Kyrie eleison. Christ, have mercy. Tony McDade of Florida, your nation failed you. Rest in God's peace. Christe eleison. Other names, other situations that weren't right, that fell short of what is possible. God, have mercy. Lord, have mercy on us. God does have mercy on us. There is a presence and power that is with us, that strengthens us, that guides us. There is a presence here and now. So let's turn to that presence now for a moment. The presence of God is where we could find peace, where we can find guidance, where we can find answers. Answers for justice and healing and prosperity and peace. Many people are seeking answers. Most of us are seeking answers. And there are a lot of opinions about what should be done. There are a lot of options about what to do. Let us seek wisdom. Let us seek something that is whole, not an opinion, not a thought, not a project that pops up as something hasty. Let us seek something that comes out of the community. Let us seek the wisdom that comes out of our bodies and out of our hearts and out of our minds and spirits. Let's seek the wisdom that comes up out of the earth and out of the community. Wisdom is a wholeness that is radically inclusive. Let us seek that wisdom. We're in the process of studying the book Sabbath by Wayne Mueller. Today's topic is wisdom. And the premise is that wisdom takes a little time. Wisdom comes up out of emptiness and humility. Wisdom is not necessarily an easy, quick answer. There are no quick fixes, no easy answers. Not in financial aid grants, not in deployment of troops, not in police reforms, not in all of the meetings that take place, but all of those are within wisdom. We need wholeness and fulfillment. We need everybody because it's time. It's time. Those protests keep going on. That's because it's time that something be done. Strangely enough, protests are going on all over the world, and not just in Western nations, but all over the world. It's because of the leadership that the United States has. We are kind of like an ideal. Our system is based on inspired principles. And people look to the U.S. for leadership. Where they're looking to the U.S. right now, and the U.S. is revealing the sickness that is still present here. The sickness, the dysfunction that is present throughout the world. And it's time to see it. It's time to talk about it. It's time to address it. It's time to take it into our hearts, to take it to God in prayer. It's time for a larger healing. A healing of the earth. A healing of all creation. I really believe that creation is still going on. It's unfolding. Life on earth, the universe, maybe the entire universe is still unfolding, still growing. It's incomplete. And we see the incompletion. We see the problems. We see the things that are missing or the things that are wrong. And we also see the vision of what could be. We also have a perception of the perfection of the promised land. We know there's something better. How do we get there? I'm going to tell you a couple old stories from the first couple books of the Bible, from Genesis and Exodus. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and it took 7 days. They weren't 24-hour days. It was a process. Now, maybe an all-powerful, omnipotent, omniscient God could just say, I want to create existence. He could have just said, be, and it would have been done. Well, I'm not sure that there's a being that could do that. But there is infinite wisdom that evolved, that incarnated itself into being, into material existence. And it took 7 days. It took steps. There was inspiration. And then there was a pause. It's like, that's good. And then there was faith and understanding with a pause of examining it and saying, that seems okay. That's good. There was imagination, enthusiasm, and diversity, and community, and leadership. And each step along the way, there was an acknowledgement of, that's good. Before the acknowledgement of that's good, there was consideration. There was listening. There was being with what is happening. And then saying, okay, that's good. Until on the seventh day, it's like, okay, now we need to let it sit. Now we need to let things grow. Now we need to wait for the emergence of what's possible. Took some time. But we're impatient. We don't want to give it much time. A lot of people don't have much time. As we mature, I think we become a little more understanding about the necessity for patience. When I was a teenager, I went shopping with my mother for a new car, and I knew exactly what kind of car she should get, and I wanted it right now. And we went through the whole thing and talked to different dealers and all, and we got the proposal, and then my mother said, no, I'm not going to buy it right now. I want to sleep on it. That drove me crazy. Sleep on it? No, we need it right now. Well, yeah, there are things that we need right now, and what we need can emerge from stillness. The physicist Heisenberg and Einstein too, when they were working on a project, they would say they would set it aside. They would stop and let the resolution take place. Let the principle emerge. If you push too hard, you're not going to get it there. The answer already exists, and we have to let it out. We can't force it out. This doesn't mean that we become passive. This doesn't mean that we do nothing. But it means that we keep our minds and our hearts open to Spirit. We keep the door open to Spirit, and we keep a connection there. But we can take steps, we can do things and see how it feels. Stop and consider it. One of the best ways that I found of seeking guidance and seeking wisdom is after prayer, after being with the question, take a step. How's that feel? Whoa, wait a minute. That didn't feel right. Our body knows, our whole being knows, our world knows, and it gives us information. Oftentimes it's subtle, but we get the information. Try this one. Oh, yeah. That's good. Take a step. Spend a day in creation and consider it. See if it's good. It's practical. Wisdom's practical. Sometimes it's not real clear. Sometimes we have to make choices between good things. Like, all right, should I go to the protest or should I stay socially distant? Do I think about the issues in our society which need to be addressed and highlighted, or do I think about the protecting myself? Both of those are wise. Which one do you do? The answer's within. Sometimes the wisdom, the answers just pop up all of a sudden. I saw a news story this morning about a police officer who was in one of the protests. He got called to a particular place. He was there by himself, and he found himself surrounded by a bunch of really angry people yelling at him, calling him names, and it was just really close to erupting into something violent. He was ready to pull out his weapon. He backed up against the wall of a pizza shop so it couldn't get behind him. One man in the crowd walked up in front of him and said, "I got you." And other men came in and said, "Link arms." And 5 men linked arms and stood there protecting him. And they said, "Why'd you do that?" "Well, it's the right thing to do." So they formed a shield between them and anger. They formed a place of peace to prevent a spark from the violent possibility with the protesters, violent possibility from the police officer. Created a barrier of peace. Happened just like that. Wisdom. Infinite love and wisdom is with us and guides us, and sometimes just pops into place, and sometimes we need to sleep on it. Sometimes we need to take some time off and let it be. One thing we can do is we could ask. We have a question. What do we do about this systemic racism? That's a big question. Okay? What do we do about our health? What do we do about our financial situation? What do we do about relationships? What do we do about a sense of direction and purpose for my life? Ask. Ask. And then listen. Listening is a key to being guided. Listening is a key to receiving and finding wisdom. Listening to each other. Listening to everybody that's involved before rushing off and trying to do something quick. Listen to everything and listen inside. So if you're asking for help, help me, God, who are you talking to? We're asking for the presence of infinite wisdom that's within us and it's all around us. Listen to the whole system. Listen in the wholeness. Listen in a holy place. Spend time in a holy place. Go to a place of prayer and ask. Go to a holy place, the sacred space, and sit and listen. Just as you've come and sat here in this sacred space. So now we're going to prepare for a time of meditation. This is a meditation of seeking wisdom to come up higher. To come to the mountaintop, like Moses, seeking guidance to meet the needs of his people. Moses represents a spiritual leader within us that can meet our needs, that provide leadership in our lives. Meet community needs. So we're going to imagine that we're climbing steps, that we're going uphill, that we're coming to a higher place, an elevated state of consciousness. And there at that holy place, we're going to sit. We're going to approach the light, the fire of a burning bush, a sense of presence, a sense of depth, a sense of peace or expansiveness. When Moses got to the mountaintop, he went there many times, had many questions, had many needs. He came back with practical solutions. But when he got up there, he was told, "Take off your shoes. This is holy ground." And so we take off our preconceptions. We take off the things that we think we know. We take off the things that would protect us, our defensiveness. We take off our armor. We take off our hats, the hats that we wear, the different roles that we play in our relationships, in our work, in our community. We take those off. We let go. We let go and settle into a sacred space. We let go and settle into the question that we have. We settle into receptivity. If you're watching this on a video, when I get to the silence, you can push the pause button and extend the time for personal silence. And when you complete that, you can resume playing and complete the meditation. So we're going to step. With a familiar unity prayer, as if we're going upstairs. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. Repeat that with me. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. Coming up higher. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. God is my health. I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing, quick. God is my all. I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. God and love and truth are here. Here on holy ground. Take off your shoes. Take off your armor. Take off your defensiveness. Take off your masks. Take off what you want other people to see and just be yourself. Take off the roles that you play. Set them off to the side. Take them off and just drop them on the side. You can pick them up later. Take off your role as parent, grandparent, child, brother, sister, neighbor, friend, co-worker. Take them off, set them off to the side to just be who you are. Take off your questions. Take off your problems. Take off your pain. Set them aside. All of those things creating a circle around you. But at the center, there you are as God created you to be. In the light and the love and the glory of God you are. Settle into the quietness there. Let go into the center. Let go into the question. Let go with each exhalation. Let go into pure being. Let go into infinite love and wisdom. Let go into the silence of pure being. Let go. Let go. Let go. I now am wise. I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am can do and be through Christ, the truth that is in me. All things I am can do and be through Christ, the truth. All things are possible. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I know what to think, and I'll think it. I know what to say, and I will say it. I know what to do, and I will do it. As you come down off the mountaintop, coming down to your people, picking up all of the things that you are, all of the things that you have, all the things that is yours to do, you come back to the time and space where you live, where you move, where you have your being. And we dedicate these thoughts, these words, these actions to be in the service of love, to be in the service of the unfoldment of the perfection that we know is present and that calls us forward. We dedicate ourselves to be blessings. We bless the giving of our thoughts and our words and our actions, our gifts, our needs, our questions, and we open our lives to be blessed. We open our lives to be blessed as we are blessings. And now we extend the blessing out to others. We're going to extend it with the words of the prayers for protection. Going to extend it to people in pain, people in anger, people in comfort, people in ignorance, people in openness and receptivity. We extend the blessing of the truth to which these words point. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is present. God is with us. God is using us. God is moving through us, and all is well. And all is well. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin right now. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with each one of us. I invite you to stand up. Put your hand on your heart. Lift a hand. begin right now with each one of us. Peace, peace, peace. So it is. Amen.